Hi, my name is Raman, and this is my video presentation for assignment 2B in financial statistics. In this report, I've analyzed a sample of 200 Melbourne residential property listings using both Excel and Python to apply key statistical techniques. Over the next few minutes, we are going to walk you through all the statistical methods that we employed in this assignment to arrive at our findings. Data set for this assignment contains over 20,000 Melbourne property listings recorded between January 2022 and March 2024. From this, I selected a random sample of 200 properties using Excel's RAND function, which we did in our last assignment, to ensure the data was unbiased and representative. Um, I then used Excel and Python to perform various statistical analysis, including descriptive statistics, confidence interval estimation, hypothesis testing, and linear regression. These techniques help me uncover trends in property prices, distances from the CBD, and relationships between variables like number of bedrooms and sale price. In the descriptive statistics section, I analyzed 9 variables, which we did in our last assignment, including price, distance from CBD, number of bedrooms, property type, and sale method. Most properties in the sample were detached houses. The average sale price was around $2.05 million, and the data showed a right skewed distribution, meaning most homes were sold for lower to mid-range prices, with a few expensive properties raising the average, which always tends to disrupt the mean for any possible population. Three-bedroom homes were the most common, and the average distance from the CBD was approximately 11.5, which aligns with Melbourne's middle range suburbs. Um, After doing all of it, we also created an interactive dashboard in Excel using pivot tables and slicers. This dashboard allows user to filter the data by property type, region, number of bedrooms, and sale method. It updates charts automatically, providing a quick and intuitive way to explore market trends. This is something you'll be able to see in the next slide. I calculated 95 confidence intervals to estimate two values. The first one was the average price of properties in the Eastern Metropolitan Region, and the second one was the average distance of unit type properties from the CBD. For the Eastern Metropolitan Region, the confidence interval ranged from approximately 1.95 million to $2.7 million. The actual population mean for this region, which we then calculated through the pivot tables in our Excel, also fell within this interval, which means our sample provided a reliable estimate. However, for units, the confidence interval for distance from the CBD was between 4.78 and 7.5 kilometers. However, the true population mean, when we again calculated it using the pivot tables, it came around 7.89 kilometers, which technically falls outside the interval. This suggests that our sample may have slightly underrepresented units that are further away from the from the city center. Now, again, this is one of those things which we don't have much control over, because the sampling all started from the RAND function. And again, there may be a presence of outliers in it, which may have disrupted um, that relevancy of the population mean with the confidence interval. Now we jump on to hypothesis testing. I conducted two hypothesis tests to explore common assumptions in the property market. The first test compared properties sold after auction, which we labeled as SA, with those sold prior to auction, or SP as we call it. Due to now this one was the issue that we discovered. Due to only one entry in the SA category, the XLT test couldn't be performed. So we are still unsure in terms of the accuracy of what Python generated for us. But anyway, speaking from Python's perspective, it is definitely a one-tailed test, because we are assuming one thing is bigger than the other. And as per Python, the test showed no significant difference in average prices, with p-value of 0.375. Um, Speaking of the second test, that is definitely a two-tailed test, because we were comparing whether there's any difference between the value of three-bedroom houses or the four-bedroom houses. And the results from both Excel and Python gave a t statistic of about 1.65 and a p-value of 0.1017. Since this is greater than our significance level of 0.05, if we do it from the perspective of the p-value method, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. In simple terms, basically, all what it means is there was not enough evidence to say that the average price differs between the three and the four-bedroom properties. Last task was concerned with examining whether the distance from CBD affects property prices using correlation and linear regression. The correlation coefficient was -0.2191, indicating a weak negative relationship, meaning price slightly decrease as distance increases. The regression equation showed that for every additional kilometer away from the CBD, prices dropped by around couple of $1,000. While the slope was statistically significant, the R squared value was only 0.048. This means distance only explains 4.8% of the variation in price, suggesting other factors play a much larger role. To summarize this whole assignment, which we have been doing over the past couple of weeks, that all started from assignment 2A. Descriptive statistics, which we did back then, and confidence intervals, hypothesis testing, and the regression modeling, all of it in this assignment gave us useful insights into Melbourne's housing market. No significant price differences were found in the hypothesis test. And while regression confirmed distance has some effect on price, it's not a very strong predictor. Limitations with what we dealt with and what we would not want to have issues over down the line included small group sizes in some categories, especially with one of the examples which made us not to have the t-test available for it. Low explanatory power in the regression model, which of course was an indeed a weak relationship, and assumptions like normality that may not fully hold. So these were all the things that we found within our assignment, but overall, it proved to be a good statistical analysis for the property data for the Melbourne property listings between 22 and 2022 and 2024.